Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. So like I said, I was gonna come back and I was gonna do this video where we kind of like open up everything and see what's in here. I purposely held off from opening this because I wanted to kind of open it with you all and like just share my first and initial reactions of everything. And so we'll be opening it together. And yeah, so just to walk through again, I have two, and you guys gotta forgive me. I think in the last video that I posted, I was saying a bunch of things wrong. I was calling these day designers. These are obviously day timer products, day timer and at a glance. I was also saying a day on 2 days on a page. It's a day on 2 pages. So hopefully most of you who's watching, hopefully you guys caught on. I'm pretty sure a lot of you caught on after a while, but yeah, so let's go ahead, let's jump into it. So like I said, I have two versions of the day on 2 pages because I originally purchased the traditional, but I wasn't really sure if I was gonna really like the traditional based off the fact that this one had like weird blocking, like weird layout, and then the note section had numbers. I wasn't really sure if I was gonna like it, so I went and I found this one on Amazon, which was the at a glance, and I like this, but I'm also not I'm not really sure if I will really like it, so we'll see. Like I said in the last video, I'm gonna just bounce between the two and see which ones I like the most. I also have, like I said in the last video, the Kathy Davis 2 pages per week refill. This has the times on it as well. So yeah, and then I've got like 4 of these different notepads. They're like 2 in each set. They're 24 sheets in each one. So I have like 4 of these. And then I know that, and I want to say that the Kathy Davis weekly and the dailies come with a monthly. I want to say that that's the case, but I think when I was purchasing this monthly or this set of dailies, I wasn't really liking the day page, and I'll show you that because I was watching a few. There's not really any reviews on these products, so what I could find was one from like almost 15 years ago. I don't know what's in here, but what I seen is that the month was like on 1 page and it was extremely small. So I ended up purchasing the month, and I'm almost certain that either this one or this one comes with a month, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna open everything and find out today. So I also ordered another Filofax. I also ordered another Filofax domino because I like the dominoes. The dominoes tend to be my favorite because they're so versatile in terms of like being able to hold my chunky planner. And I like to change the rings on a domino. It just makes life easier. So like I said, I put 30 rings in here. I also went ahead and made page lifters out of disc bound clear covers, which was not easy by the way, because they're so thick. There's like no way to really cut through these, so it was a challenge, but I managed to make like 2 of these for this size and then 1 as a page lifter for my Agenda 52. So yeah, please don't ask me like how I did it to show how I did it, because that was a pain and I definitely don't recommend how I did that. But yeah, so I made some page lifters. I also went ahead, and it's not the best, but I went ahead and put patches on here because I'm zoomed in and it's sitting really high and the lighting's off, but I went ahead and I glued patches on this cover, which again wasn't the easiest because the glue that I was using was like not the best, and I can already see where it's trying to come up like right here, so I'm gonna have to try to glue that part back down probably like tonight. But nonetheless, the other patches are down, not a clean application whatsoever. But this is what I ended up doing to this one. All right, so we've kind of gone over some of like the aesthetic type things and covers that are to be used throughout this year. Let's go ahead and open. The one that I want to open first is the traditional, because this one, I really just want to know like what's in here. I've been wanting to know for a while, and probably when I'm done, I'm gonna have to figure out how to put everything away nicely. Maybe I'll just use this box that everything shipped in. So let's see. I'm trying to do this without shaking the camera because, yeah, this is a weird angle. Okay. Ooh. So the at a glance says, I don't know where to put that. The at a glance one claims to be bleed resistant and things like that. So we're gonna see if the day timer is also bleed resistant along the way. Doesn't say anywhere on here that it is. Okay. So yeah, okay, so these are the monthlies. So the tabbed monthlies. Okay, so this is what I was seeing, and now that I'm seeing it up close and personal, yeah, I'm so glad that I bought like an actual monthly, because this is really teeny tiny. I mean, it's very, very small. It's a Sunday start, and it's just a month on one page, and on the back, am I shaking, you guys? On the back it says to be done in January, so number of each item. I'm not sure how to really use this. We'll figure things out along the way. The paper doesn't feel, I don't know, it maybe just because this one is tabbed, it doesn't feel really thin. It feels just like regular copy paper, so I'm assuming this probably will not be fountain pen friendly or marker friendly. I may have to actually invest in some very mild liners. I may have to invest in those, and maybe just regular ballpoint pen, because it doesn't feel like super high quality. But again, I'm not using it because I want to use the fanciest pen. I just want a little bit of function, or not function. I want to be more functional and more conscientious with my time and things like that. So yeah, these months, wow. I knew that they were going to be small, but I didn't know how small. That is really small. That is more smaller than, I want to say, Moleskine with their months on one page. That's really small. Even their pocket month, I think, is a little bit bigger than this. The width of it, just the sizing in general, is just blankly off. But we'll figure out how to use this. So you have all your months right up front. I'm going to set them to the side. And then, okay, so it looks like instead of how they do the at a glance, which if you can see, this one kind of looks like it's split into quarters. We're just gonna open one pack for now, just to see, because I don't wanna damage anything. Okay, so this is day timer information and stuff like that, getting started, blah blah blah. We will look at that later. So you get a bookmark. Definitely not the best bookmark, but you get one. I like that it's big and wide opposed to the Filofax ones, but I like the Filofax ones better. Okay, so you get that. And then I'm not really sure what this is, so we'll open this too. Okay, so wait. This is set up a little weird for me. So this one says January, and then this one says July. Oh, it's 6 months. Okay, gotcha. So it's 6 months here and then 6 months here. Okay. I'm not really sure what this is. We will open that. Let's open, actually, information page. Let's open this and just like kind of see what it is, because we have the months. So what is this, to be exact? Is this like, is this extra? Let's just see. Oops. I am trying to do this in a way that stays on camera, but also a way that doesn't shake the camera, because it's literally right in front of me. And I've kind of set it up to where everything is just like in this visual window. So hopefully I'm staying in focus. And then the lighting isn't the best, so I do apologize. This is literally like the only time that I had to do this. So yeah. All right, let's see. Okay, so information pages includes planner assembly guide, future planning calendars, vehicle expenses, addresses, phone directory, and notes. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is all your extra pages. So like your personal informational page, birthdays and anniversaries. The paper just feels like regular copy paper, nothing spectacular about it. So you got your planning calendar pages. Ooh, they give you 2026 too, and a 2026 overview for all 12 months. That's nice. I just wish that the paper quality was a little bit better. There's also one for 2025 too. I didn't show that, but this is what your planning calendar looks like. So your future planning spreads. And then you get your calendar for 2027. So you get a whole overview of 2027, 2028, and 2029. Nice. And 2030 and 2031. Wow. And then you have your expenses. This is actually really nice that they include this, because this eliminates needing to actually buy an insert for vehicle expenses, especially like if you are someone who does a lot of vehicle maintenance, like you travel a lot. And for us, we traveled a whole lot, so we have to like check our tires and oil and transmission, and we often do these things pretty often. So it's just like, this is nice to have. So vehicle expenses, vehicle distance, and expense record. Wow. So you actually have vehicle expense sheets in here for your car, which is really nice. That's really nice. There's quite a few. I'm not really counting how many are in here. I'm just kind of flipping through. Okay, that was the last one. This is the last one. Okay, so vehicle expenses, there's a crap ton of them. So I don't think we'll need that many, but it's nice that they include it. Okay, so addresses and phone directory. I actually use the address and phone directory because I send out Christmas cards and things like that, and I correspond with other people who are in the military that we've met along the way. So I actually do use the address and phone directory. So very nice. And then you just have, which looks like just note paper. So these are all your extra little bits and bobs in this little package, which is really nice. Okay, so it tells you exactly what's in here. So your information pages and whatnot. Okay, so let's put these two together. This is your months with tabs. And then let's get into the dailies. So now that I've kind of already figured out what the paper is like, I'm really hoping that maybe the at a glance paper is a little bit better than the daytimer paper. I'm not opposed to writing on this paper because I mostly use ballpoint pen anyway, but I do like the feel of like the bleed resistant paper, especially like the Filofax paper. And to be fair, I did not choose the Filofax this year because this year they decided to put those ugly barcodes on everything. I was like, whoa, what possessed them to do that is I don't know. It's ugly. So I had to look for something else. Originally, I was going to go with all Filofax, but once they did that, I was done. Okay, so you have a if found, please return to page, obviously, and you have one for each set. So the first 6 months and the second 6 months. So if you decide to move anywhere in that time frame, you can fill out another one. Or if this one, for whatever reason, gets damaged, you can fill out another one. So there's that. And then obviously there's some information on the back there. And then you have a to be done in January. So basically like your January master to-do list. And then it goes right into your dailies. So let's get back into frame. So this is your day page. And like I was saying, I wasn't really sure if I really like this because the day page is like, it has these blocks here, which I've used a daily like this before in the past. But I don't really like that the small little to-do section, the actions list section is down here. I don't really like the setup of this, which kind of makes me wonder like if I would really appreciate this daily. Also, I don't care too much that the actual note page has a 1 through 40 number. Like I don't really know why that's there, but it's there. So the dailies are not bad, and there's, like I could see myself working around a lot of these little things that I just don't like about this, this block, but it's not incredibly bad. I can definitely work with it. So it's basically just that. It's just this format the whole way through. Your timeline goes from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You have both analog, or I'm sorry, what? You have both your standard time and then you have military time. So yeah, and then you have, let's see, your numbers of the week, which week you're on and which day this is out of 365. So this is week 1, day 1 out of 365. So it says 364 there. And then it also tells you that it's a holiday and it's New Year's Day. And it's like that for both of the pages since they are the same days. Okay. And of course you have your dates on there. And yeah, it just goes like that all the way through. I don't see anything spectacular with this one. Nope. I will probably sit down and go through all of this by myself though, just to make sure everything is what it should be, because that's important to make sure that everything is there. It appears that at the end of the 6 months you have, I don't know, some advertisement. Don't forget to record your organizing product for next year. You can find, just some advertisement. It looks like you end with a notes page, a few note pages for, let's just see. Okay, notes and memos in June. Oh. So it just ends with notes and memos in June. And then you have a few notes pages. So if you want to do like some reference type stuff, you can do a little bit of that in the back here. And you can just transfer it to your next agenda. So I like this. I definitely like this because it will make things a lot easier, especially when I'm trying to keep everything kind of streamlined for throughout the year, which is really important for me. I've lost information over the year, this year, and really when I was using my Loish term, that was probably the only time that I actually kept everything pretty streamlined. And also when I used the Clever Fox, everything pretty much stayed the same too. So I like being able to record all in one space. That's really important for me this year. So I like this. Paper quality, I would say not my favorite when it comes to this product, but again, also don't exactly hate it either. It's just not one of my absolute favorites. Okay, so now we're gonna check out the At a Glance, because, and I'm only gonna open one pack because they're in quarters. Oh, please don't mess that up. Yeah, because they're in quarters, and I'm sure that if you've seen Franklin Covey, I think this is more equivalent to Franklin Covey, and I could be wrong, but for anyone who has used or is using Franklin Covey, you can probably back me on this if it is. I think this is more relevant to a Franklin Covey. Okay, so this is the At a Glance version, and then this is ink, bleed resistant, monthly tabs, and comparable to day timer. So in comparison, we will see. Okay, so paper quality feels very similar to day timer, so I don't feel anything different there, which makes me wonder, like, is the day timer product ink and, you know, or bleed resistant? We will find out. Some of my tabs got, well, this one got bent, but I don't know if I like this. I mean, this works as far as like being able to track, but it's on the January tab. So they put the overview for 2024 through 2025. The first three, well, it's not even the first 3 months of the new year, because this is this month, or December 2024, or not this month, next month. So, but they put it on the back of the January tab or on the front of it, and then it goes straight into your monthly. So off the bat, I like this monthly. However, I don't like this monthly because of the shading. I didn't know that it was going to be shaded. I mean, I kind of did, but I didn't know every single day was going to be shaded. I thought just the weekends were going to be shaded, which could throw me off a little bit because it is a Sunday start. And yeah, but I'm assuming on the Kathy Davis one that the monthlies aren't shaded at all, especially looking at the picture. So it'll be interesting. But you have all of your months up front. Okay, and it appears, okay, so it's January. So just to give context, it's December through February 2025 overview. And then it goes into your January month. And then you have a notes or this month's priorities on the back. And then it goes January 2025 through March 2025 on the February tab. And then, here, let me sit it down. And then it goes into your February month. And I'm assuming it's like that all the way through. And then this month's priorities. And then you have your February 2025 through April 2025. And your March overview. And so on. And I'm just going to keep going. So it goes into May 2025. And then April through June 2025. And then May through July 2025. So I'm seeing a lot of repeat, I think I'm seeing a lot of repeat. So June 2025, and then again, June 2025. I don't really like those. I don't care for those. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why that's there. I would have much rather preferred it be like a this month's type section, opposed to me having these overviews. I mean, maybe for tracking purposes, this could work out, and I could see myself working around that too, but I'm not really too big on it. I mean, I can see why it's there, but again, I'd have to play around with these monthlies to like really use them, get the feel for them, and all that good stuff. So I'm assuming it's like that for every single month, and I won't bore you with going through, yeah, because like all I'm seeing is that it's that layout throughout, and I'm not seeing anything different. Some of the months actually repeat with you know, this thing on here. So, all right. So those are the months. All right. So it appears we have a 4-year overview from 2024 through 2027. It's like on this little bitty sheet, which is really freaking small. I am nearsighted, and I can usually see things really well like this just from where I am, but this is really tiny. I can barely see that. I feel like I need to go get my glasses and like zoom in on that. So I'm assuming this is the first 3 months because this says April through June. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, which is nice that they split it up in quarters for you because, again, you wouldn't necessarily have to ruin all your pages by taking them out like this. But if you also are like me and you want to make sure that everything is there, then you probably will do that. You probably will take it out. But I don't know. Like I said, I have 2 sets of day on 2 pages, so I can literally just see if it's something I would be interested in. Now, let's open these up and see. Let's move the later months out of the way. Okay, so we have this this 4-year overview. And then we have another 4-year overview for 2028 through 2031. Honestly, if I'm being realistic, we do not need all of these years. I would appreciate the current month, so December going into, or I would appreciate having the current year, so 2024 going into 2026. Because I feel like at least 2 years at max is pretty good. It's a pretty good timeline to figure things out. But most people don't keep their agendas or need to see this far in the future. This is a bit much. So 2024 through 2027 and then 2028 through 2031, that's excessive. So unnecessary, but not bad to have just a visual context either. All right, so you have this page, which is just letting you know that this is your January through March. And unfortunately, they put it on the front of the first day. I do not like that. I wish that they would have just made this a separate page that, well, I mean, if we are getting into organizational purposes and we are trying to decipher which set of dailies is what for storing purposes, then this is extremely smart because now you have this as being the marker of which set of dailies this is. But for me, I can pretty much figure it out, but I don't know. I don't like this. But here's your day. Now, as I'm looking at this day, there are things that I don't like about this day, but I like about the other day, and things that I like about this day that I don't like about the other day, the daytimer version. So I don't care for how small this timeline is. I wish that we could have got rid of this little calendar here because it appears that it's on every single day. So it just lets you know which day you are in. And I feel like we could have easily just done like this, which is just the date. And if I go back, let's just go back to the daytimer version. I don't think that they include a calendar on their day page. And that may be okay, so no, they don't include a calendar on their day page. So the schedule on the daytimer version is actually really bigger, or much bigger, not really bigger. It's much bigger. The note page actually uses more real estate, though I don't know if there are more lines on the daytimer version versus the at a glance. I mean, aesthetically, the at a glance is just for me, it looks visually more pleasing. It's a lot smaller, but again, this is white. There's not much shading going on, and you could easily just draw another line down if you want to have this breakup here that they have going on. But again, it's a personal preference, and you have to use an insert by making the insert yours. But I could appreciate the timeline, because at least if you have extra time throughout, you know, things that you're doing way beyond 8 p.m., you could draw a line here and essentially extend on it here, or you can do it here in your notes section. It just depending on what you really need. But I like the fact that the priorities activities section is a lot bigger than this. And I like the fact that they include like a space to do the ABC method, between important to least important. And then you have your checkbox area, whereas this is relevant to something that I've been doing in the past when we were living in Germany, which is having that little clock to basically time a task. So, I mean, it's not that I'm not new to this. I've definitely used a layout very similar to this. And if I can find that video, I will link it in the cards. I've done this in the past, so it doesn't frighten me with that. It's just that I was looking for something a little bit different. This timeline is extremely short. It's an hour short. It starts at 8, but then when I'm looking at it, you have these little breakups. So it gives you, they have to give you some sort of space, because obviously you wouldn't be able to write everything into this very, very shrunken space. But also at the same time, it doesn't have that many hours. So it goes to 7 p.m. and then you have a space down here to track expenses, and you have your priorities. I like the priority section. I'm not really a big fan of the scheduling section. Who knows? I'll play around with it. But I do like the notes section. I do like that. I feel like they just took up too much real estate by adding all of these calendars. They went calendar crazy in this, because they got this giant calendar here, which I feel like we could have shrunken it at least just a little bit. And then they also have like these future calendars here. Unnecessary in my opinion. But it still has the same things as the day timer version, which is like your date, which week it is, which day out of the week. So this would be day 2 of 365. So right here it says day 2 of 363. And then they have some very like small little signifiers up here where they have this dash or this line for in progress, an arrow for move ahead, a D for delegate, a closed circle with a line through it for delete, and a check mark for complete. So they have some very bullet journal, or what is it? What are they called? Like task icons. I don't know. The words aren't coming to me, but you guys understand what I'm saying. They have those here, whereas they do not have them on the day timer version at all. So it leaves room for you to basically do whatever. I do like this. I don't know. Now that I'm looking at the at a glance version, I'm kind of being more drawn to the day timer version, because it just seems more simple than this. I don't know. I would have to use this to really justify. So I'm assuming it's like that all the way through. There's only 3 months in this little bundle. This is a lot for 3 months. And honestly, I feel like you don't really need to have anything more than just the 3 months. Maybe do a month of this and then like some weeks and stuff, because I mean, this is a lot to keep in your agenda. Of course, if you're using 30mm rings, then I can definitely see you doing this with, you know, all your weeks and some notes. It just gives you a little bit more room, flexibility, and then you won't have to add in things as frequent. But if you decide to use something very small, like I think I might use this Filofax Saffiano, or I might end up using, what is this, Zanaki cover. If I end up using this, something like that. The rings are very small on there, so I could see doing like a month at a time would work out. There's a few little notes pages at the end of this bundle, and I'm assuming it's probably like this for every bundle, like it is in the Daytimer. Daytimer just gives you a couple of little note pages at the end of the actual 6 months, and then of course they included 6 months of regular like miscellaneous things like not passwords, address, expenses, things like that. But this actually just has like notes pages, and this kind of reminds me of the Cornell notes. It's not exactly the Cornell note format, but it kind of reminds me of it. It's a weird notes layout. I'm not sure if I really care for these, and I'm not really sure how I would use them. Yeah, but like I said, I wanted to go through these with you all and basically just sit down and walk through this bundle, because I don't know if you are like me, you probably, if you like the Filofax inserts but you weren't a fan of what they went and did this year, then you're probably like me, whereas you were looking for another affordable option to go with. And yeah, so let's go ahead and look at these Kathy Davis weeks. And it looks like with everything else, it looks as if they have these set up in sections too, which again is super helpful because you don't have to necessarily open everything, and you can just use what you need for the time being. So it is 2 pages per week, and let's see what we got. So we have our monthly tabs. I'm assuming this is the monthly. So these are what the tabs look like. And if you're wondering, the tabs aren't like a thicker cardstock. They appear to be the same thinness as the rest of the agenda. So it's really just a paper divider. But you get, oh wow. Okay, I'm hoping, okay. So all of these come with months. Wow, I'm gonna have a lot of monthly overviews, and maybe I can do something really fun and unique with them as far as tracking purposes go. We'll see. But I like that there's a monthly overview. So this eliminates for me having those little monthly cards that I used to put into my planners. I no longer have to print those because my agenda has that already. So again, this is your January tab, your February tab. They are really pretty. They are very nice. If they didn't have the month printed on the back of them, I would probably laminate them, but they are really nice. At least the tab is laminated. The tabs is laminated on every set, if I didn't already mention that. The tabs are laminated. So which is this? January, February, March, and then April, May, June, July, August, September, and this October, November, and December. So very nice. I think that these will look really nice with my Filofax agendas. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get everything that I might want in here. I might have to figure out some things because the paper is not super thin, but it's not super thick either. But it seems like it would add up really quick. But just to give you like some idea of how this might look with the Filofax, it's really pretty. It's really pretty. it kind of reminds me of a Filofax agenda, like their illustrated agenda from back some time ago. But yeah, so let's see what we have. Ooh. Okay, so it looks as though we have the January, so first half of the year. And then again, we have, or wait. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so these are all of your weeks. This is very thin to be all of your weeks. This is a 2-page per week layout, okay? And I wonder what the actual paper weight is. It does not say. And then, like I said, you have some informational stuff, just things you get. But they actually include another today marker. So super pretty, and it definitely matches the date, or I'm sorry, the Filofax. I like the Filofax ones. This one did not come with this green ruler. I know I've gotten questions about this. This came in the botanical layout, but these Filofax rulers are really nice. But I really like this one. I like the Filofax ones because they have like a peek out from the bottom and the top, so you can find things much more easier. But this is really nice too. I like this. Nice. Very nice. Okay. So, all right. So we've got a ruler. And then what else was in this pack was just your informational sheet again. So it says that it's a planner assembly guide, a future planning and calendars, vehicle expenses, address and phone directory, and notes pages. I won't open it up because it's literally the same thing that came in the day timer bundle. It's the same pack. It's the same setup. So I'm not going to open this one because it's just the same thing. But we are going to go ahead and open this one. If we can, there we go. Slide our paper cutter, our box cutter rather, and check out, oops. I don't want to tear the page because the pages, they don't feel flimsy, but they feel like I could easily rip them if I, just by opening this pack. Okay, so this is the personal organizer. And okay, so big numbers. These are days 30 through the 5th. So December 30th, 31st, and then it goes into your January 1st through the 5th. I love that the numbers on here are ginormous. I love this. This is what I love. Yeah, I just appreciate that because sometimes when you're, flipping through, you want to know which week is what days are what. But it's nice that they have that. It also says December 2024 through January 2025 at the top. You have your your monthly overviews for January and February. So current and next month. And then you have week 1. And of course on this you have your holidays. So right here it says New Year's. And then at the top of every one of these lines, it says journal. I'll try to hold that up. I'm hoping the lighting is not too crappy, but it says journal. And there are also lines here. So it looks like you could split this into 2. Oh, that's nice that they didn't actually include it on the back of this. So instead, this is just one page in itself. And then you get a notes page. So nice. And the paper, this definitely feels just a little bit thinner. But anyway, it says schedule here, and then it says journal here. And I'm assuming that you could split this into 2s, and you can do like your task here, and then maybe your timed task here, or day specific scheduled things on this side. So you have a more broad overview of everything that you have going on for the entire week. So if you have something like a work schedule that you usually have to write out because your work schedule is inconsistent and your times, your shifts may change all the time, then this is perfect for that. Or if you do homeschool or whatever the case may be, you do a workout class, things change all the time. This is a perfect overview for that. So I love this. I definitely love this. I can definitely see myself using this when I do preschool with my son. So it's like that for every single week. I was trying to see if there is a break. Okay, so there is a break after January. So it looks like January spills into February because February starts on a weekend, so Saturday. So it goes into that, but then this is where you would insert your tab. So I like this. They at least give you a notes page at the end and at the start, like they do at the start of January. So very nice. And I won't go through all of them because I'm assuming that it's all the same, but you do get, let's just see. So you get some notes pages at the end, and then you get a couple of these to be done in 2026 pages, which are basically just note pages. But if you have specific things, like maybe you need to schedule appointments for the coming year or vehicle maintenance or whatever the case, or maybe you have some events coming up in 2026 that you necessarily don't have written in any like calendar, you could do it here. So you get a couple of those. It looks like you have a mail reorder form. So if you want to use this, I'm assuming you can most certainly use that. I don't see why you wouldn't just go to the website and just reorder all of your things. That's very old school, but yeah, it ends with that. And yeah, it's just like that all the way through. The illustration for each month, is very nice. It's very nice to see the different illustrations for each month. I really like that. It adds a pop of color and fun to your planner without doing too much. And this is what I wanted. I wanted something that was super easy to deal with because I don't plan on using a crap ton of stickers this year. Like I went sticker crazy for whatever the case may be this year. And yeah, I just don't plan on doing that. Not this go around. So, all right. So these are the weeklies and the monthlies. So I was under the assumption that it just came with the weeklies. I didn't know it was going to come with the monthlies either, but it's nice. Maybe I can find some use for that. And then I also got a page lifter with that one. And then the last thing that I'm gonna probably open is the monthly, because I know a lot of people use the monthly. I myself use the monthly for seeing things further out. It's just nice to have a monthly view, but yes, not every monthly works. There are monthlies that I just don't like. And of course, there is a monthly on Amazon that if none of this works out, I can always go to that. But I'm hoping that this works. Okay, so it's the same kind of little layout, same kind of like little design. Okay, so, okay, monthlies are still very, very small, but I think we can work around it. They have a space here for, I don't know if I'm zoomed in enough. Okay, they have a space here for actions list and memos. This is very, very small for like memos. You would probably have to use a very fine point pen, like maybe a 0.28 or 3/8. And I'm pretty sure that I'll probably find some smaller nibbed pens to do that, but you'll definitely have to use a very fine pen. On these calendars, I'm also noticing very small that there are AM and PM on the sides here. I'm not really sure how to use that and why it's there. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know if you can based off the lighting. But there are very fine light print. It is AM and PM. So I'm assuming it is trying to split tasks. So if you have something going on, most of us, we just write it in wherever. However, I'm not really sure why that's there. I feel like that's not needed. But it's there. And then there's a note page and then your next month. So I'm assuming it's like that all the way through. And yeah, so in this pack you don't get anything extra, but the tabs, they're definitely really pretty. They're really pretty. I think they're the same ones. The same ones as, yeah, they're definitely the same ones. So yeah, very, very, very nice. So those are my planning pages. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so this is the weekly. Put all this stuff off. So this is the weekly. So I've got the monthly, the weekly, and then the 2 versions of dailies. Ooh, I'm zoomed in super close. Okay. You guys let me know which ones you like as far as the dailies go, and how would you use some of these things, because some of these layouts are really new to me, but I wanted to maximize the things that I had without buying a crap ton of different type of inserts, because honestly, I just didn't use half of them. So I'm just like, if I could just figure out how to track some of the things that I like on some of these inserts, that would mitigate my situation. And then I'm just gonna open one of these just for shits and giggles, because I really just wanna like see. The paper on this is not anything super fancy. Everything was reasonably affordable. I will say that the day pages for day timer were a little expensive. I think they were $57, and the Kathy Davis weeklies were a little expensive. But like I said, I didn't like Filofax's day on 2 pages. I don't know why Filofax has that second page the way that it is. Also, I did not like the fact that Franklin Covey is astronomically expensive, even though I spent like $57, $52 on the day timer inserts. I got more bang for my buck with this than I would have gotten with the Franklin Covey, because the weekly inserts and stuff were also really, really expensive. So I saved a little bit of money, just a little bit. So this is the notepad, and it appears to be, is it stuck like this? I'm confused. Okay, so it's kind of stuck like this, and I would have to break them apart. I'm not going to do that, but I just want to see. So it's just a notepad with pages on here that you can pull off. And I think this will work out really great for those really busy days, or those days where you need to just have an extra sheet for whatever. It's double-sided. It'll work out great. And there's some other things that I have that I've purchased from previous years that I will also be including in this year's planning system. Some functional things, which I will share when I do the whole little setup, and then come back and show you how I set up everything. So that is it, you guys. That's all that I have. This video is probably really flipping long. I don't want to hold you guys too much longer, but I hope that I was able to share some new products with you for those who may be in the same boat, considering. I have some more things to share with you, and I will share those in the coming days, because I'm trying to throw out products that I stand behind, and also things that I really like that are affordable. I like the way this looks. The tabs are a little bit long. Again, this is me just trying to decide like how much of this can actually go into this agenda. Yeah, it looks really nice. It looks really nice. I think this is a little bit bigger than the Filofax. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me. But it looks really nice in here. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm excited. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop playing. But yeah, that's all that I have for you. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll try to link the cards if I can find the video. I probably can't find it, but if I can, I'll link that video from when I used the chrono plan back in Germany. Those videos are very cringy, and I'm just gonna forewarn you that they are extremely cringy to watch. Yeah, but yeah, I'll try to find it and link it. And then the next video that I post, I'll probably be showing you guys another affordable option. I'm just trying to throw out as many affordable options that I can share, practical, very, very practical, and you know, useful products that I really think are beneficial. I'm going to be trying to share that with you all because I think this is the year where we just we just need affordability and practicality in our life. So yeah, I'm going to stop rambling, but I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye guys.